Hey everyone, Nut Free Mama here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Wowbutter Christmas trees. Okay, let's start off with our ingredients. First you need 1 cup of Wowbutter, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1/4 cup of butter, which is half a stick, and we are going to melt that so it doesn't have to be room temperature. Then you need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a dash of salt, and then some kind of melting chocolate. So I have 24 ounces of the chocolate almond bark right here. But of course, you know it is not made from almonds. That's just the name of it. But you could also use chocolate chips, whatever you want to use. And then I'm also going to add to that a tablespoon of Wowbutter just for taste. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, you also need, of course, a cookie cutter, Christmas tree cookie cutter. Or, you know, if you don't have a Christmas tree, you could do anything. Stockings, a star, I mean, anything that you want here. It doesn't have to be Christmas trees. So go ahead and line a baking sheet with parchment paper or wax paper because it's not going to go in the oven or anything. And set that to the side. All right, I put my butter into a large microwave safe bowl and I'm going to melt that in the microwave. All right, the butter is melted, so I'm going to stir in the Wowbutter and the vanilla and the salt to the melted butter. And I'm just going to beat mine with an electric mixer until it's combined. All right, that looks and smells amazing already. So next we're going to add our powdered sugar, a 1/2 cup at a time, just mixing it in between. And I also want to make sure that you know that your Wowbutter also has to be room temperature. So I know some people keep it in the refrigerator. If you do that, make sure that you either heat it up in the microwave or set it out at room temperature. So like I said, 1/2 cup at a time for the powdered sugar. All right, all my powdered sugar is mixed in. So I did about 2 1/2 cups. And I was able to still mix it with the electric mixer, but then I had to do the rest with my hands. So you just got to really get in there and work it together because it's kind of crumbly. But the more you work it with your hands, the better it stays together. So next we are going to just go ahead and put this onto our prepared pan and flatten it out as much as we can with our hands. All right, my dough is ready to go into the freezer for 1 hour. So basically, I just dumped it out onto the wax paper, and it will be crumbly at first, but you just have to keep working it with your hands. Just keep doing it, keep doing the sides, make sure it's the thickness that you want, because you don't want them to be too thick, but you don't want them to be too thin either, where they're just going to break when you dip them in the chocolate. So I'm happy with the way mine is, but like I said, I did work it for a little while, just pressing it. The more you work it with your hands, the better it gets, sticks together. So like I said, into the freezer for 1 hour. All right, my dough came out of the freezer and I started to cut my Christmas tree shapes, and I'm not going to lie, at first it was a disaster. They just kept crumbling, and I thought this whole recipe, I thought I messed it up. But I just started reworking the dough with my hands, let it sit out for a little bit, reworked it, reflattened it, and then, I don't know, my Christmas tree shapes just came out beautiful. So just, here's some little tips. You don't have to wet this or anything, but when you press it, you know, kind of move it back and forth a little bit. Then when you pull it up, it will probably be stuck to your cookie cutter. And then you just want to gently with your fingertips, close to the parchment paper or wax paper, go like that, just so it doesn't break. And then after that, mine didn't break at all. So I don't know what I did. But so don't freak out if yours start crumbling. Like I said, just keep reworking the dough. That's the magic of it all. The dough and your fingers and your hands, something with that, the warmth, I don't know. But anyway, they all look beautiful. But we are going to put them back in the freezer for at least 15 minutes because when we dip them in the chocolate, it's best if they're really, really cold. So back into the freezer. All right, my little trees are still in the freezer, so I'm going to go ahead and get my chocolate ready. I have about 1/2 of my almond bark, so about 14 ounces in here, and or 12 ounces, sorry. I'm going to put it in the microwave in 30-second increments until it is nice and smooth. All right, my chocolate is all melted, so now I am going to add in my tablespoon of Wowbutter, stir that, and just working quickly, I'm going to try to take out about 3 at a time of my trees and dip them and put them on the wax paper. All right, all my Wowbutter Christmas trees have been dipped in my chocolate. So basically, like I said, I worked with 3 or 4 at a time, got them out of the freezer. Then you just dip them in your bowl of chocolate, flip them over, cover them up with your chocolate, then beat them on the side like this with a fork. And then you might have to give them a little push or get another fork and help them off, but That shouldn't mess them up. They are looking really cute. And there's no need to really put them back in the refrigerator. If you just let them sit out here because they're so cold, they will harden. And I had plenty of chocolate. So if you have any that you messed up, like I see over here, this one doesn't have a little bit of chocolate right there. You can just add some. Doesn't matter. You can always add some more. You could drizzle more on there. If you want to add sprinkles or anything like that, though, you do have to do it as soon as you put them on there, because you can see these are already hard. I mean, all of these ones are already hard. So we are going to let them all sit up, and then I'm going to clean them up, just because, you know, some of this, you can break off these little pieces of chocolate that are just on the edges, and we will see what Taste Tester thinks. Alright guys, since I did have extra chocolate, I didn't want it to go to waste. So I just took my fork, got my chocolate, drizzled it over top of about 2 at a time, and put some Christmas sprinkles on there, because I just think that looks so much cuter. So, like I said, I'm going to let these set the rest of the way up, clean them up, and I'll show you what they look like. Alright guys, these are all set up and cleaned up, and they are adorable. I am not kidding. I am so happy with them. So we are going to see what Taste Tester thinks. Of course, you need to store these, you know, you can't let them get too hot because they'll melt everywhere. Store them in the refrigerator, or even the freezer is good. So I'm happy with it, and Merry Christmas, and we'll see what Taste Tester thinks. Hey Taste Tester!
Hi.
Have a little taste.
Okay. Dang, enough for Mom. That's good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Alright everyone, come back and see us again. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Merry Christmas!